Well, Greg O'Connor, it's Addington racing again tonight or tomorrow night if you're getting this on a Thursday evening. Greg, what's the update on level 2 down there in Christchurch and who is allowed to attend?
Hi, Michael. Yeah, it has been a challenging time for everyone in harness or around the country for that matter, but effectively owners are allowed to come and watch their horses race. There's a few things that are in place to ensure that we follow the right protocols, starting with you have to register by 10 a.m. on race day morning. So get a hold of the team at Addington Raceway, Darren Williams, Deb DeGould and Brian Rabbit will take care of business there for you. Effectively, there's no catering on course, so no spectators or any other area. What will be available is the stables barbecue, but obviously there'll be no alcohol involved there. You will be able to purchase beverages from there. So you have to register on race day, come and watch your horse, and of course masks you have to wear and all of the other things that are normal for an event like that. So that's the latest, and obviously we'll keep on updating via Addington Raceway, via their website or their Facebook page, anything that changes there. But that's the story for this week's meeting.
Well, most of us won't be heading on track to Addington. If you're living in Auckland, you won't be heading anywhere. We'll be watching on trackside tomorrow night. And I thought the open class race, Greg, felt exactly the same as the Morris Hones Vars last week, where Classy Brigade was able to lead and beat Henry Hubert with one big difference. AG's White Sox heads to the Unruly at a time when the standing start procedures at Addington, Ricky Donnelly, the starter, telling the stewards it's going to be walk up, stand, and then go. So I believe this may be the end of the walk-up or, on some occasions, run-up starts. We've seen some standing starts. I think it's a good move to have consistency, whether it's going to suit AG's White Sox and looking further down the track, whether it's going to suit Self Assured. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, it is, Michael. I think that the key to him is putting him on the Unruly, though. He come in late. He clearly got agitated last week. Greg and Nina actually put a shadow roll on him to try and get him to concentrate on something else, but he was never going away from barrier one. I really like this, Michael. His sectionals were outstanding, made up a lot of ground. I think he's the best horse in the race. Classy Brigade won this race last year. In fact, first, second and third last year have drawn 1, 2, 3 this year, DiCaprio and Henry Hubert. He'll get his chance again, Classy Brigade, because his manners are so good. I just think AG's White Sox, on his performance last week, if he gets away on an even keel with them, the $3.50 looks pretty attractive to me.
Yeah, the early season racing in both codes has seen a lot of favourites beaten by getting back in the field. My concern for AG's White Sox is even if he steps neutral, say he steps somewhere mid-pack, he probably sits at parked. I don't see anything else but Classy Brigade, Henry Hubert and DiCaprio sorting themselves out into some sort of order at the top of the field early, and then AG's White Sox probably doesn't get a really good card into what I believe probably won't be a high-pressure race. So I agree with you. I think he's the best horse in the race. Really good last week. Even crack at them. Maybe he wins, but I'm a little bit reluctant to be taking short odds about him only because he might have to sit parked, Greg, but so much there's going to depend at the start and what happens.
Yeah,
the Dunn team have the chance to manipulate that to suit themselves because if Henry Hubert leads, they can be Classy Brigade in front of him or even vice versa. So it's going to be a great race. It always is the Avon City Ford New Brighton Cup. The big bleeding nose for punters, Greg, and I've got a big nose, so when it bleeds, it hurts a lot, was Sunday last week. Went back at the start, never got involved in the open trot. The writing was on the wall in the score up when the bats were up from a couple of other horses. I'm sure he'll bounce back this week. But when you've had that bleeding nose, a bit hard to take $1.50, even though I think back to standing start, 2,600 and a run under his belt, he probably wins.
Yeah, he's won this race the last 2 years. Spoke to John Dunn yesterday about how he'd progressed. He's just putting it down to a race that he couldn't win, and he knew he couldn't win it probably at the 800-metre mark. He said he's come through the race great. Look, he can dominate this race and become the first horse ever to win 3 ordeals. I think he'll win. I'm like you, $1.50 is very, very short. But if you're playing, say, the 2 big races, the 2 big Group 3s, you might go him into Classy Brigade, him into AG's White Sox, and sit back and enjoy watching the Avon City Ford. That's the way I'd play it.
Addington on Friday night, Greg. What else do we like in the remainder of the card? A lot of horses backing up from last week. So the form lines, you would think, should be pretty consistent.
Yeah, I like one in the last race, horse called Franco Hoffman. Drops back in grade, really good last week, actually charged home. You might look at the race book and go, oh, he's only finished fifth, but it was in behind Sugar Me. Sugar Me can win again tomorrow night. So, I think a very good bet in the last Franco Hoffman on an each-way basis. A couple others I like, Michael. Race 2, quite keen each way on there's a couple of winning chances. Phoebe Onyx is definitely one. And I don't mind Ideal Stewartia with Blair Orange aboard. I thought her performance fresh up was pretty handy as well. There's some really good betting races Friday night. I think you can definitely get involved in races like that. Beach Ball versus It's a Money Maker. Will you be going again on It's a Money Maker? John was very keen first up.
It was okay. A lot of horses improved from their debut to their second run. Not many horses win their debut unless they're in juvenile races. So maybe Beach Ball still has a bit more ring craft than It's a Money Maker.
I've got one other for you, Michael. Another one.
I'll wait to see what odds they come up, Greg.
Yeah, I'm really quite keen on Time in a Bottle, who I think probably didn't benefit from lockdown because she's such a consistent horse when she's racing week to week to week. She almost looked like she needed that run last week. She drops way back in grade. I'm thinking each way, race 8, number 9, Time in a Bottle. Her record at Addington's outstanding, and she's performed in better fields than this. So I'm happy to be on that one.
Well, it's the Omen tip because plenty of people have spent time in a bottle in the last 3 or 4 weeks, Gregory, trying to get excited about life. But harness racing's back. It's going to be a lot of fun. Addington on Friday night. There'll be a few owners on track. Good luck. If you're having a punt, do so responsibly. tab.co.nz. Grass track racing returns on Sunday, Greg. That'll be a buzz. Well done to you and all the boys and girls down there at Addington for getting some sort of normality coming up on Friday night. We will talk again on Trots Talk on SENZ, Trots Talk SENZ at noon on Sunday. Come and join Greg and I there to talk some harness racing.